there was a lot of stuff going on 404 that had nothing to do with the violence and the crazy that's out here. People trying to make it seem like 404 day was crazy and off the charts. I think Atlanta needs 404 because the Freaknik is no more. There's no such thing as the Freaknik, even though they tried to bring it back and make it like a family event. But 404 is truly a family event. I mean, I was out walking, enjoying all the festivities, taking a look at it, walking the belt line. This is just
285, I had that pack on me. I cannot forget.
I mean, just a straight feel. You see people vibing, and this is early. This is around 11:30, going on 12 o'clock. This is on the belt line. You see back here, we're right underneath this bridge in the belt line, and this is like right there on the end, on the curb of where we get into this space where the Falcons, they had a bunch of activities out there for people to take advantage of in the Beltline. So you had the Beltline, you had Piedmont, you had several locations throughout the city that were doing 404 day events, right? So let me forward this right over to check this out. So I mean, you had vendors out there, you had food trucks that were out there.
You like the food trucks today?
Jump in the front.
Yeah, they doing good. They did good this year with the food trucks. They did good.
So they took this park over by the belt in the Beltline, right in between where Pond City Market is. If you don't know where that is, and they just had events set up. The kids were playing basketball. The food trucks were out there. They were playing football, also air basketball, playing football. So it was a lot of great things that were going on for 404. I don't want people to think that 404 was just like a free fall, almost like it was Freaknik. Because when you think about 404, you can think about it being like Freaknik. You're like, man, this thing is like Freaknik. But no, they had a parade going down in the center of the city. Check out the parade. So you had a lot of these activities, a lot of these events that started earlier in the day. All adults. I mean, carnival races, giveaways, hangouts. I was really proud of the city, honestly. I mean, I know people they want to rip at Atlanta right now and say, "Oh, Atlanta this 404." No, I was very proud of the city. Quick timeout. If you're serious about winning in Georgia real estate, grab my Georgia off-market property list right now. These are hidden opportunities most buyers and investors never see, and we do the heavy lifting so you can focus on locking up deals and growing your portfolio. Hit the link in the description and download it now. All right, let's get back to the video. Unfortunately, it was somewhere around, I think it was somewhere probably around, say around getting into the evening, like around 4, 5. A lot of crazy stuff started to break out. And it wasn't, it was just simply YNs. That's really what it was, simply YNs.
So in the city of Atlanta, 16 people have been shot since Thursday. It's really gotten bad in recent days. And here's the thing, half of these victims are teenagers, including a 16-year-old girl who was shot and killed at Piedmont Park on Saturday. She's been identified as Tiana Robinson. A 15-year-old girl was also shot at that location but survived. In videos circulating online, maybe you've seen them, you can hear the rapid gunfire. Happened around 9 p.m., an hour after 404 Day celebrations had ended at the park. Right now, police say no evidence to connect that event, the 4.
So 404, just to give you an idea, it started Friday, but really Friday evening, but it really kicked off Saturday. Meaning they had Friday events, but it really kicked off on Saturday. And when it kicked off on Saturday, I mean, you had all the stuff I was showing you going on down there. And as it got into the evening, that's when you had like the parties, clubs. There was a bunch of clubs that we knew, parties, get-togethers that were taking place. And the kids just, I don't know what it is with the children, man, with the kids, because we're not talking just teenagers. We're talking about kids as young as 6 years old, getting like 9 years old, 10, 11 years old out here they were interviewing a kid that was 11 years old out here for by themselves. I mean, parents allowed them to go by themselves.
A 4-day fest to the shooting that happened an hour later. This morning, investigators still tracking down leads and working on arrests.
We've heard things about a gathering. As far as the age groups, we're still trying to determine what exactly that was. We're working all angles and gathering all the footage that's inside the park.
So, I mean, we're looking forward to hearing from Atlanta police coming up in an hour. They've told us that they are going to address the media at 11 a.m. They say they'll be providing updates, discussing ongoing efforts, and outlining a plan of action to ensure the safety and well-being of our community. And this is why it matters. Crime this year is down 16%. Homicides, as you see here, are down this year. That's great to see. But look at this category, aggravated assaults. That includes non-fatal shootings. It's up 17%. There are about 100 more victims of aggravated assault this year than last year so far. And shootings have been ticking up in recent weeks. I mean, that's just a fact. And they've really started accelerating with that homicide in Piedmont Park. That was the start of 11 shooting victims in 24 hours yesterday. Most all of them teenagers. I posted a video about it on Instagram this morning. And somebody in the comment sections, let me pull it up. Several of you commenting this morning, but one person saying, where is the mayor? He needs to be addressing the aggravated assaults. We aren't even safe to walk our neighborhoods. So will be interesting to see whether Mayor Andre Dickens, the mayor of Atlanta, is at that 11 a.m. news conference. Reams, I can tell you that when I covered a similar news conference in July, when the city was experiencing a spike in shootings like this, we heard from the police chief, Darren Shearbaum, but Mayor Andre Dickens also made himself available. I wouldn't be surprised if he does the same thing this morning.
Something to note here. This morning, the mayor was supposed to unveil some new public art installations at Freedom Park. That was supposed to happen at 11 a.m. this morning. That event was postponed.
So he had the mayor did get out and he did make a statement, and it came down to what we all know already. We got parents that are out here letting their kids just do whatever the heck they want, sending them down there, and it sucks because it was a fun event, and when you put kids in these type of spaces and they don't have any adult supervision, and they see other kids that they have beef with, either in the city or at their school or in their neighborhood, they find this is a good opportunity because no adults are watching them, okay, to get out there and to do whatever the heck they want to do. And that's really what took place. Look, I'm trying to get myself situated. That's really what took place.
Ready to the checker flag, ready to do the red light. 12 can't be gunning, won't pull over till I'm dead right. Riding to the sunrise, can't about no bedtime. Ain't gon' get no bitches riding with me, let they hit.
And that was the mayor right there. I'm gonna pull that back. That was Kasim Reed. I mean, not Kasim Reed, Andre Dickens. So you had the mayor out there. You had this great parade that's taking place. You had, I mean, people were just chilling, man. It was legit. It was legit. Go! It was just like right around that time when dust starts to settle, when you get around 5, that's when you start getting the crazy stuff.
He even did nothing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He possessed
what did he do?
marijuana. No, jail. That's
Crazy. Ain't no way.
And we taking everybody.
Ain't no way.
These are the shots. So shots ring out. Everybody scattering. The conversation was, where was the police? Where were the police in Piedmont? Now, what I discovered on the back end is that when the cops showed up for this, it was because there were officers that were there that heard the shooting. They radioed in, and then you had another swarm of officers that actually came down, and they were the reason why nobody called 911. 911 was present during it. So you can't expect 911 and police to actually intervene on every single thing that takes place. You got to see, I kind of felt the thing that they could have done with this is actually notify, if they saw kids that were walking and they were by themselves, no unaccompanied minors were allowed to be in the park. That's the way. But it wasn't just the park. This happened in several locations throughout the city. And not all of these shootings had anything to do with 404 Day. Yeah, what took place with the teens, it happened. They were there at Piedmont Park. But you did have shootings that took place that were around event areas, but not connected to the event. Meaning these guys didn't show up down there to meet other people with beef and to happen, you know?
Bro, what the f just happened? Bro, it's why we can't have nice things.
Okay. Hey, so y'all, I don't know if the Shay would like to see. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Dunk, bitch! Dunk! Get under here with me!
I'm sorry. Listen, maybe I'm spoiled because, you know, prior military, I know about shots and stuff like that. But that was a crazy way to respond to some gunshots. But it was crazy. It would have scared the average person. I realized that. It would have scared the average person.
Dunk, bitch! Dunk! Y'all catch everybody running! Catch everybody running! Catch everybody running! You catching everybody running? Run! Run!
I didn't hear nothing though.
Everybody's just running because other people.
So look at that. You had kids standing on the chair, on the car. Where's the parents at?
Full day recap. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I had to work at one of the stages. It was the stage where DJ Princess Cut was doing her thing, and she was getting down. Everything was going good. Crowd was crazy in Piedmont Park. But I knew when I seen all them little young Negroes out there walking around, hot as it was, walking around with hoodies and Pooh Shiesty masks on, walking around with book bags. What's in your book bag? Because you ain't at school. I knew it was going to get out of hand.
Yeah, they had book bags. Honestly, when I go to these events, I'm always packing. I don't care if there's a bunch of cops or one of cops. You can't depend on cops to do anything for you. You really can't. They can show up, you know, and I'm not saying take the law into your hands. That's not what I'm saying. Defend yourself. You know, do it accordingly. Do it within in the law, the right way. But damn, you do need to protect yourself. You do need to. And I did see a lot of them showing up with book bags, man.
I knew it. Bruh, all I'm going to say is this, man. When you get too many of these little young out here, because I'm going to be real, 404 Day is really a nostalgic thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the music is from my childhood. You know what I mean? But you got these out here.
Because they did a bunch of old school, and you saw people coming in from all over. I saw people coming in from Florida, South Carolina, Alabama. So this is growing. I don't think this is going to end next year. Don't get it twisted. I don't think this is going to end next year. I think they're going to do it again, but they're going to be more conscious with what's taking place with these teens.
They got down 18 and 19. They don't know about none of this shit. They come out the house looking for trouble, bro. It's ridiculous. Somebody lost their life out there, bro. Can't have fun in Atlanta, bro. You can't do it. I can't remember one time during Freaknik era where somebody got killed. I can't. Some girls might have got stripped out their clothes. Some stuff might have got stolen. But I can't remember nobody getting killed during Freaknik, bro. We can't recreate that shit, bro. It's over with, bro.
It's over, yeah.
But 404-day recap could have been a good thing. But of course, these young don't want you to do shit. Again, they come out the house looking for trouble. It's the music, bro. I blame the music. I blame the kids having kids, meaning their parents is too young to even be trying to raise a kid and tell them right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? Hell, they coming out there with their kids, drinking and smoking with their children. You don't do that. I ain't never smoked a blunt or drunk or drank with my daddy. Never. Don't want to. Fucking what? Man, could have been a nice event, bro, but unfortunately.
Dag. And what's crazy, I mean, he actually had that attachment on his gun that allows him to shoot multiple shots. So whoever was doing the shooting at the time, I mean, it sounded like a fully automatic, okay? But it wasn't. It wasn't a fully automatic, but it sounded just like one.
They got extendo. They got extendo. Oh.
Lay down.
Hell no, they ain't get me.
Lay down.
Yo.
Put your fucking head down.
Go.
Put your fucking head.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my God. My purse. My purse.
Yeah. So them boys got into that squabble right there, and they ain't pull up off of it. This to me is a disappointment, but at the same time, I realize it wasn't the event that caused it, because it wasn't anything really. It wasn't ratchet stuff taking place at the event. It was people meeting, going throughout different parts of the city and going into stores. I went into a couple vintage stores that had nothing but Atlanta old school vintage, everything from the 96 Olympic caps and jackets to Polaroid cameras that who the heck seen a Polaroid camera in a long time? You know, you got to be to the kids like, this is what we used to take pictures on. So it was a extremely beautiful, cool event, but it was just simply parents not taking care of their kids. It really came down to that. Parents not being responsible for their kids.
Atlanta used to be a place of family. People could come together, have some fun, all that. There was a time that people took care of each other, looked out for each other, all that, and it was just a community. And every time black people as a collective try to do that and bring community forth, there's always some ignorance that come up. We still capable of coming together and having a great time, but some of you is not raising y'all kids right. Why is y'all kids out in the middle of Atlanta at nighttime or whatever the fuck, all that shooting? I'm not surprised, but that's a problem that I'm not surprised. Get control of y'all fucking kids, bro. Now we got a kid that's dead that probably ain't got nothing to do with this shit. Or maybe I don't fucking know, but that shit weird to me. Why y'all can't come out the house without your gun, without your tool on y'all? That shit? Why y'all so fucking angry, bro?
404 day, Piedmont Park. That shit was was wild. When I said it was wild, it was wild. It was wilding out. So it took us like 3 hours to get there and to find a parking spot. Once you find a parking spot, like 30 minutes to walk to the park.
See, they don't get out early. Most of these people do not get out. None of y'all get out early. All of y'all like to get out 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, then you complain about traffic. By 4 or 5 o'clock, people like us got out there like 10 o'clock, 10:30, 9:30. We already ate. We saw a lot of the festivities. We saw a lot of the events, and we were on our way home around the time y'all were coming into the city. And I don't live in the city no more. I live right on the outskirts. And I think I made a great decision because buying on the outskirts kept me from having to deal with this 3-hour traffic loop whenever you go to these events. You got to Uber in now.
Once we got to the park, I was like, this is not for us at all. And the only reason why I even went down there because I have two teenagers, and we used to live in Atlanta, and they wanted to go. So I was like, we're going to go as a family because I'm not going to send them down there by themselves. It's not happening. Not on my watch. And within 45 minutes of me being there, I don't remember seeing a police nor a security. I was like, we got to go. It is time for us to go. And I said it was crowded. It was crowded. It was nothing but pure teenagers. And I'm following up with the whole incident that happened around, at dark. And 8th graders and 9th graders being interviewed. Like, where are their parents? Why are you out there by yourself? I don't get that part right there. Parents are not parenting anymore like they used to. Honestly, these kids got too much damn freedom. Too much.
We're not talking enough about the fact that Hood Anchor Ye interviewed some children after the shooting at Piedmont Park yesterday. And when he asked what grade they were in, they said 8th grade. And then he followed it up by asking if their mothers knew that they were out there, and they said yes. What do you mean there are a bunch of unsupervised middle schoolers in the city by themselves at night? And I'm not lying about this. I'll link the video because I couldn't stitch it for whatever reason. Look, I don't have to be a parent to know that that's not it.
When the fuck is Atlanta gonna learn that if you do not include these kids into the village, they will burn this shit down to feel its warmth, my nigga, no cap. Like 404 Day was so fun. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I was out there.
Yo, homeboy said if you don't include the kids in the village, they will burn it down in order to feel its warmth. Dang, that's a deep. I like that. That's true. That's true. That's really true.
At Piedmont Park earlier than before all the bullshit and shit started. Probably like around 1, 2 type shit. It was a vibe over there. Nothing but people out there with their families, the vendors and shit like that. You kicking it with everybody. It feel like community. You know, Atlanta's small, so you seeing a lot of familiar faces and shit. I feel like a lot of people like create this culture, like I've said in a lot of my other videos, for adults in Atlanta and stuff like that. It's easy for you to find a bar, some hookah to go smoke and all of this other shit. But it ain't easy for you to go find some to do as a teen, as an fucking adolescent type kids between the ages of like 13 to 20 type. There's nothing for you to really do. So these is out here just doing stupid. Like why wasn't there no fucking teen events for the kids for 404 Day type shit? There's all of these fucking kids out here. You got all of these fucking little rappers and all of this.
And that's the thing. There were teen events. Like I showed you, the Falcons had a whole team event. People were in Falcons jersey, rocking red, white, and black Falcons colors, Hawks colors. You had football events out there, live stage events out there, dance contests out there, food truck out there. They had so many different events on the Beltline, at the Beltline's activity, that it was just spread out in the open field. It was beautiful. It was just that these kids who came didn't have parental guidance to say, this is where we go. This is what we do. Let's stay away from that. They came on a mission to, if they find their ops is getting taken out. And that's what you heard. That's what you saw. So I don't blame the promoters of the event at all. They did a great job promoting it. You got restaurants, bars, local businesses all bought into that 404 Day event. Beautiful concept, and Atlanta really needs it. But more importantly, if we want to have these events coming up, because we got the Dogwood Festival popping, they got the Caribbean Fest coming up, we got the Jazz Fest coming up. Atlanta's notorious for a lot of the festivals, y'all. A lot of great festivals that take place in Atlanta. But they're going to be on watch now more, because even though these events are like Jazz Day event, that's an adult event, right? Jazz Fest weekend. But you still have the YNs walking around unaccompanied.
Stuff nobody can organize nothing for them to do, to pay a little rapper to come have these perform and have them to keep them occupied. No. So of course these little is outside, they all 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 deep with guns and like.
PSA from the entire city of Atlanta. 404 weekend celebration is a family reunion for natives of Atlanta. That being said, don't bring y'all from out of state to Atlanta thinking that shit's sweet. This is not Houston and this is not Miami. Stay the fuck home.
And that's true. Atlanta doesn't need anyone to come in and visit for 404 weekend. Like, that's why it's called 404. And I say it because I've been down here for the last 25 years, and I've probably been in Atlanta longer than I lived in my home city that I grew up in, Philly, you know? So I consider myself an Atlanta not a native, but yeah, I'm an ATLian right now. And I'm going to be here for a while. So I know people 30 years in who have raised families here. My kids are native Atlanta. They all Georgia peaches. We don't need people coming down here from different parts to visit for things like this, especially when it's for the city of Atlanta. And I don't think they understand it. Now, I don't know if these kids were from the city of Atlanta or the outskirts. Who knows? Or if they were from out of the state altogether. But we need to make some changes if we're going to keep this festivity, this festive event going.
Have a good time without the shenanigans and y'all broke friends. So please don't come here thinking you finna finesse it. Cause baby, we finesse the finessers. Thank you.
2-3 hours. 2-3 hours. 2-3 hours in traffic, that's ridiculous. To get somewhere in 15 minutes on a regular day. You tell me somewhere I can get to 15 minutes on a regular day, it's taking me 3 hours today.
I'm trying to figure how's a war zone going wrong. In my opinion, a whole war zone is wrong. It doesn't need to go wrong. Okay.
4 days taking me 3 hours to get there. Because you got folk from Savannah, got Alabama down here. Shit, I even seen Florida towns down here. Why y'all folk down here? You know what I'm saying? Pull up Piedmont Park. That fucking loaded. But I ain't seen not one police in sight, so I was kind of scared. I'm like, damn, boy. The only time I ever feel comfortable when I see 12 out there, I ain't gonna lie. There's so many young out there. I'm like, man, hell no, yeah, 12 there. No police in sight, fool.
So he said he felt comfortable when he felt 12. 12 they call police. Popo, police, pigs, whatever you want to call them. He feels more comfortable when they're out there too. And with all right, Atlanta police does a great job. They do, for a large part. They do a great job, man. And Andre Dickens, man, shout out to the mayor. He was really rocking and he really kept it good. And I think Dickens is just a great mayor, right on the scene, right on the lines of Kasim Reed. I don't know about Lance Bottoms. I don't really consider her a great mayor. That's my opinion. But at the end of the day, everything was perfect and everything was right. Nobody could have planned for this, and everybody was out. The cops were in that one area of Piedmont. I know that there were probably about 35 to 40 police officers in that surrounding area.
No, but we knew exactly what the was gonna happen at Piedmont Park. Okay, I seen that from 3 miles away, 1 mile. I seen it from 3 miles away. Okay, it's very unfortunate that can't even just go to the park and enjoy the festivities, bitch, without these pulling out a damn gun and killing people. But unfortunately, if you're from Atlanta, you knew to stay the fuck away from Piedmont Park.
Oh yeah. Oh, facts. That's why I said I went to the Beltline. I was not going to mess with Piedmont Park, not one bit. People can talk what they want to say. I ain't messing with Piedmont Park. Never wanted to mess with Piedmont Park, not one bit. And I got my reasons why I don't mess with Piedmont Park, along with not messing with Grant Park also, okay? Because at the end of the day, there are no controls. There's no None of that in place. And who could see what happens? I mean, it just happens, bro.